Hello, my friends, and it is Deirdre Elizabeth, and I have yet another wonderfully exciting video to help you navigate, or more so understand, the world that we live in, full of not just wonderful people, but terrible people. So that's what this video is about today, and specifically, it's about people who enjoy lying about other people. So this one is about people who seem to be, we used to call them naive, or they're so gullible, or they're this and that. No, there's more to it. There's a psychologically rooted basis behind it, and I believe I have 8 points for you. I had to pull out some of the textbooks for these because it became relevant to me, and I was wondering, I'm like, how could this person believe such obvious, blatant dishonesty and such falsehoods? And like, are they stupid? They can't be stupid, right? They like, people, nobody's that stupid when things are so obvious. So I had to pull out the psychology and trying to figure out the psychology behind it and what drives people to do these things. So the first one is straight up, and you probably know this, it's confirmation bias. So this person already, if they're easily swayed to believe lies about another person, they are usually suffering from one of the causes is confirmation bias. So they are predisposed to distrust people, okay? And it puts them at ease. They're more likely to accept lies because it confirms their existing belief about others and about other people in their life, or other people that they've run into, or just other people in general. They're more likely to believe it. It leads them to give more weight, and they tend to align their preconceived notions with the lies they're being told, okay? Even if they're false, even if they're obviously false, okay? It gives them a sense of comfort because it just reaffirms their innate belief that people can't be trusted, and so they believe the lie just because it gives them comfort. So next one is in-group, out-group dynamics. So it's people tend to favor those they feel a part of their in-group. So whoever they happen to be spending time with at the time, whatever circle they're in, whoever they're with at the time, whatever those people happen to be saying or telling them, people are more likely to believe believe what they're being told if they're being told by the people they're present with at the time. And everybody else is in the out-group at that time. So it's like a pack mentality. So they're just part of the pack right now. So something they wouldn't naturally believe because they're a little bit too smart for that, or they're a little bit wiser or experienced in that, when they're in the pack, they're going to go with it. They're going to believe it because it's a pack mentality. And that goes on with violence, with behavior, with everything. That pack mentality is so strong, and it will encourage people to make beliefs out of gossip and lies and drama that they would normally be above and be more intelligent than to fall for. But because they happen to be surrounded by people telling them something, they're going to believe it, okay? The third one is emotional intelligence, or influence, sorry. Big liars, people who are significant liars and who are good at it and who do it for a living, or for their livelihood and to keep up appearances. If they live in a life of lies, then they know how you can control someone best. And the best way to control somebody is to influence them by attaching emotion to information. So it's like a car salesman giving someone the picture of them in that car, and how does it feel driving down the road with your kids in the back seat, watching music on the headrests or watching their favorite videos, and you and your wife can have a conversation while the kids are occupied and not asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? That is tying an emotion to an object, an innate object, and a picture and an image in their mind, and it's using that emotion, attaching it to it, to convince somebody to believe something. and to believe that this car is the right car for them, okay? And you can do that with anything. It's actually a dark psychology trick to use emotion attached to anything you tell somebody. If you can make them feel it emotionally, you own them, like you have them. And that's what really good liars do, and they know that. They know how significantly impactful it is that when information is processed and attached to emotion, and they utilize it, okay? So if the lie evokes strong emotions in the person that's being lied to, like anger, fear, jealousy, hurt feelings, any betrayal, anything like that, if that lie can evoke those emotions, the person's may be less critical and more likely to accept the falsehood without even questioning it, without even wanting to know the truth, without even looking into it, without anything. They don't even care. It's been attached to their emotion. That's it. It's in their heart. It's in their mind. And once you are in someone's heart and mind at the same time, they're yours. It's a free-for-all. So that's the third one. The fourth one is cognitive ease. Lies that are simple, repetitive, and match the person being lied to's existing beliefs are easier to process. People prefer cognitive ease over the challenge and the mental effort required to be critical and evaluate information, okay? Making them very, very susceptible to believing lies, because our brains are lazy. People are lazy innately. They don't want to have to think for themselves. They don't want to have to be critical and think like, why would this person be telling me this? Why would this lie be relevant? Why would they be telling me this lie? How does it impact me? What is the outcome of this lie? What are they trying to do? What is their goal by telling me this piece of information, okay? They don't want to do that. That's a lot of work sometimes, and for some people. But for some people, it doesn't come naturally for them to think critically about everything. For some people, it just takes a lot of work, and they just don't want to do it. So it's cognitive ease, okay? And to me, that's cognitive dysfunction, but whatever. That's my own personal opinion. Social influence and pressure. This is a huge one. The person may be influenced socially by the pressures and the opinions of others. If the lie is being spread by someone they trust, someone holds a position of power, someone they hold in high regard, like the higher ups, they may be more inclined to believe it without even questioning its veracity. That's it. Someone higher up has told you that. Someone in a bigger position of power, someone important with value, and someone who has weight to their words. It must be true. When truthfully, most people who have climbed a ladder to a certain degree have done so by incorporating lies into their social interactions, into their communication, into a lot of things, because not always does authenticity, honesty, truthfulness, openness gain you respect and gain you rewards. Sometimes it makes you vulnerable and makes you a victim, unfortunately, in this world that we live in. So be careful who you open yourself up to and share yourself with, honestly, because sometimes it just puts you in a position of weakness, in a position to be prey. It puts you in a predator-prey situation, and it makes you prey because you've shown your vulnerability and you've allowed people inside to know the inner thoughts and your inner feelings and your emotions, and they're quick to take advantage. And people who are trying to hurt you will use social influence and social pressure to influence others that are below them to try and fulfill their agenda, whatever that agenda may be. And again, cognitive ease makes it so that these individuals listening to these lies aren't even going to question it or critique it because it's too much work. They'd rather believe the lie. Lack of critical thinking. This ties into everything else I just said. Some individuals may not habitually engage in critical thinking and fact-checking. They just don't. They just accept what they see. It is what it is. Oh, like, that's a car. That's a bus. Oh, that person has brown hair. They don't think that I'm bald and I'm wearing a wig. They just see me as a chick with brown hair. Not everybody is critical to say, well, it kind of looks funny in the front. She can, wiggle her hair back and forth. That ain't normal. No, some people There's no critical thinking. They just don't do it. And if the lie is presented in a convincing manner, it may take information, and these people take information at face value, particularly if it becomes seemingly from an authoritative source. So again, the higher ups, if it comes from a place of authority or a place of power, then they're much more likely to not even think critically about it, to put zero effort into trying to determine the agenda behind the lies. Zero effort. And these people live on this planet and walk the planet with us, so be careful. Number 7, we're almost there, guys. I'm sure there's a million more too, but I just pulled out 8 from a book and that was it. I'll share 8 because they look like really applicable and common ones that are quite common and that I've seen in day-to-day living and normal situations. So this number 7 is a desire for gossip and drama. Some people just love it. They're motivated by drama and gossip. Believing and spreading lies can be a sense of excitement for them. It makes them feel important. It makes them feel like they have value and something to contribute, especially if it allows them to feel involved in a social narrative. They get to join the pack. They get to be part of the club, part of the group, right? As opposed to being on the sidelines or being the guy on the bench. And everybody wants to be in the club. Everyone wants to be the it girl, right? So, and I say girl again naturally because men don't do this shit. So number 8, last one, is projection. Sometimes individuals project their own feelings and behaviors onto others. So if they're quick to believe a lie about someone, maybe it's because deep down they know that they themselves have the tendencies and the thoughts that align with the lie that's being shared. So, for instance, if someone tells another, oh, that person is mean or is a bully or that person is judgmental or critical of others, maybe it's because deep down they know that's actually how they are. And they're very quick to believe that about somebody else. It makes them feel like they're not alone, okay? And nobody wants to feel alone. Misery loves company. So if they are that way themselves and they carry those characteristics in their personality and they have those psychological flaws, then they very much want to believe that someone else has them as well. So if someone tells them that someone else has them, they're on board. Like, the game is won. Nobody wants to be on the side. They want to be in the club. Except for me. I don't mind being on the sidelines. And neither do the people that watch my videos, or they wouldn't watch them. So understanding these factors can help you in addressing why someone might be inclined to believe falsehoods and about others, and can guide strategies to mitigate and spread the impact of such lies. So you need to utilize this information and let it sink in. Watch the video again if you need to. Let it sink in. And when you hear this shit going on and you hear people saying these shitty things about other people or telling crappy stories that are garbage and lies and untrue, make sure that you understand why the dummies in the room are eating it up. And don't say anything to them, because you can't help people that don't want to be helped. You can talk your ass off. You can talk and talk and talk. You can send them letters. You can tell them. You can do whatever you want. If someone wants to be lied to and wants to believe something, they're making a decision, and they're doing it by choice. Because if they didn't want to believe lies and they didn't want to be suckers, they would use some knowledge and some critical thinking and some judgment skills. They would self-reflect a little bit. They would reflect on what they're being told and the agenda and the reasoning behind it, and who the information is intended to benefit. And is it meant to be helpful, or is it meant to be harmful? Those are the two things to think about when someone's telling you something, and whether it's a lie or if it's a truth. If you think it's a lie, or if you're unsure, wonder, is this information intended to be harmful or intended to be helpful? Because if it's intended to be harmful to somebody else, chances are you're being lied to. So don't get lied to. And when other people are getting lied to, and whether it's about you or someone you know or a situation or whatever the hell the circumstances are, there are 8 psychological reasons I just gave you that can help you understand why they fell for it and why they're the suckers in the room, sadly. So knowledge is power, friends. Have a lovely, lovely weekend.